Wait, I'm going to open the door. Hello.
Hi.
Please come. Welcome home. Naila, come here. Italy, say hello.
Should we start with your favorite spot in your house?
Yes, please come. It is this side. I love to sit here in the morning. It's easy, breezy, green. Yeah, this is what I like to do.
Wow. How long have you lived in this house, Mona?
It's going to be 2 years now. We moved in last year in Jan.
So, Mona, before this, where were you staying?
I was staying with my parents, and that house is just 5 minutes away from here. And that is exactly why we, selected this house, because I wanted to be closer to my parents.
You are an army child, right?
Yes.
You moved a lot of cities. How was that for you as a child?
Very, we've had a beautiful childhood, but so much exposure. My father was mostly in the east. So we were posted in, Tezpur, Odisha, Siliguri, Guwahati. We used to change schools after every 2 years, 2.5 years, making new friends all over again. As a child, I used to crib about traveling from one place to another in just 2.5 years, because the minute you get close to the teachers and you start making friends, you want to have a bond, your parents get posted out. So I used to tell my dad, "Arey yaar, humko chhod do, I love this city." And my dad was like, just be open to travel, be open to making new friends, and you will discover a lot more about yourself.
Now, can we talk a little bit about you becoming an actor? How did that happen for you?
It did not happen by chance, for sure. I was very clear what I wanted from life. I was very clear that I wanted to pursue acting. But my parents were very clear about one thing, that I need to finish my graduation. Because just in case if things don't work out, I always have a backup plan. My dad had retired and settled in Pune. So I used to travel every day in that old Asiad bus. I used to give auditions all day for ads and then take the night bus back to Pune. And then one day Jassi happened, and my parents told me that you will only move to Bombay when you have something concrete, in hand, and then move. I said, okay. So 2003, I got Jassi, and then I moved here with my bags, and I called my parents also here. I needed them with me. They're my support.
How the tables turned, right? They started to travel for you now.
Yes. Yes. I don't think I've shared this story with anyone, and I shall tell you, Swati. In 2002, my sister had filled up a form for me for Singapore Airlines. And she didn't even tell me about it. I was like, what have you done? So she's like, no, go, explore, travel the world, you'll earn in dollars. I was like, Sona, I really haven't thought about it like that, because I want to be an actor. She's like, of course you can, but ye bhi dekh le, hota hai, nahi hota hai, just go for the interview. I said, okay. Now, I didn't know what all my sister had written in the form. So I went for the interview. I came with my dad to Bombay. We went to the Taj. I gave my interview and stuff, and they are like, what are your hobbies? So I was like, I like singing. And those guys were reading my forms, and they're like, but here it says reading. I was like, oopsie, that's my sister. So yeah, I did clear all the rounds of interviews. I was selected, shortlisted. Then I got my visa. And I remember sitting, with my parents and telling them that, listen, I know I've got the visa and I have to leave in like few days, but I don't want to do this. I am not cut out for this. I want to be an actor. And my dad was like, beta, this is your call. We don't want to force you for anything. It's your call, your life, your decisions, your career. It was a tough call to take. I remember coming to Bombay with my sister and cancelling my work visa and making a lame excuse that, oh, I'm getting married and stuff, and I need to be out. But just a year after that, in 2003, I got Jassi. And then we went to Singapore, in Singapore Airlines, to shoot in Singapore for Jassi. And I was like, Papa, ye hui na baat.
Life comes a full circle.
Full circle, absolutely.
Would you like to walk around and show us some more of your house?
Yes, let's go. This.
Yes, what's that?
This is my Chotu Idli ka ghar. This is called his pen. It is his playroom. It is his sleep room.
During the auditions, all those years, how many years did you first audition for before you got Jassi?
So 2002 was actually when I started coming to Bombay for various auditions. I was only concentrating on ads and TV. TV because when I was in school, I used to watch Diya Tony's show Banegi Apni Baat. And back then, in the 90s, I had decided that this is what I want to do. And these are the makers I have to meet. And then from a TV directory, I got Diya Tony's number. I called them up, approached, and they were, gracious enough to call me to their office. And then they started auditioning me for Jassi. I remember I must have given some 50 odd auditions for Jassi. And I told Diya, I was like, Diya, I am spending a lot of money coming from Pune to Bombay for this one audition which you're making me do every day. I was like, what is happening? Is something going on or not? Because you're only trying different things on me, braces, hair, chashma. I was like, what's going on? And she's like, Mona, I can't tell you anything right now. Just wait for another week. And then a week later, after I came to Bombay, I got a call from Diya. And she said, Mona, congratulations, but don't tell this to anybody but your parents. You've been signed in. I was like, Acha. She's like, welcome aboard for Jassi Jaisi Koi Nahi.
That is not a regular launch, right?
Yeah.
You look different. People usually want to come out looking like at least a little bit like themselves, glamorous. So what really made you take that call? I'm sure the creators is one reason now that I understand. What else?
The story. What a story. And imagine a titular role. I wasn't even sure if there was going to be a makeover or not. I wasn't sure. But I was willing to take that risk because it just sounded so good. Because it just sounded so refreshing, so different from whatever we were seeing on screen at that time. People didn't even know how I looked. My co-stars didn't know how I looked. Yeah, they didn't know how I looked because the channel was very, very particular in not giving away any of my details to anybody, that where I live, how I look, what did I do in the past. And I also remember when Jassi came out, just 6 months before that, I had done an ad with Asian Paints. And Asian Paints started airing that ad after every break and the channel was freaking out. It was crazy. And I also remember the Paps challenging the channel that we will figure out who she is and we will get out the pictures and put it out in the everywhere, not social media, tab to tha hi nahi, but papers, that this is who she is and this is how she looks.
What was life like after Jassi Jaisi Koi Nahi for you?
Life after Jassi, I just suddenly felt that, oh my God, my phone isn't, buzzing, there are no calls, there are no call times to reach a set. I suddenly felt so lost. I was like, ye kya ho raha hai? I was like, what do I do now? Because the show lasted for 2.5 years. And that was also my call not to, take a leap or have a child, because I said, I'm just 24, 25. I said, I'm not going to do this. Then Sony signed me on and I did Jhalak Dikhla Ja, won that. Then I hosted Jhalak Dikhla Ja. Then there was no looking back. It was a conscious effort. I wanted to stay away from daily soaps right after completing Jassi, because you see, Jassi was so huge that I knew somewhere that there cannot be any other show bigger than Jassi on TV for me.
So how did Three Idiots happen for you, and what was it like, working with all of them on film?
I got it in a very, very filmy way. I was in New York. I was hosting a Bollywood evening, a Bollywood Awards evening, and Raju Hirani sir was there. And I remember him approaching me and telling me that, Mona, I want to cast you in a movie that I am doing. So I was like, sir, this is so filmy. You're telling me this in New York. I don't believe you. And when we came back to Bombay, 3 months after that, I get a call from Raju sir and he's like, chalo Mona, office out. I was like, you remember? He's like, of course. He's like, I won't faff around, just come. I said, okay. And I remember shooting my first scene in Shimla. Kareena's that wedding sequence was going on, and Raju sir announced on the mic, Mona, welcome to Bollywood. And everybody clapped. I was like,
nice.
Wow.
How nice.
Such a sweet, warm welcome I got from the entire team. And AK and Sharman and all of them were so gracious. They came up to me and said, listen, we are your fans. You were so good as Jassi. I was like, arey yaar.
How nice.
Set stars, they don't have to do that. But
Yeah.
they made me feel so special and wanted.
Usually when we see actors on screen, we always have a certain image about them, right? Like we think maybe ye aisa hoga, wo waisi hogi. So when you met, say, Kareena, Aamir on the sets, was there anything that you thought of them that were like, no, that's not true at all, like the way I was thinking?
Yeah, I met Aamir on the set. I was like, okay, my preconceived notions were that, okay, he's going to be a very strict guy and he won't talk and maybe, he'll have some kind of attitude because he's a genius. and he knows it all, Mr. Perfectionist. But then later I realized, I was like, arey, so sweet, you know, trying to help everybody, talking with everybody, treating everybody as an equal. I love that quality about him. I think, you know, that's the best quality of being a star. You just become more humble, and that's what Aamir is. And Kareena, of course, I thought, oh, she will be Pooh, but she isn't Pooh. She's so real. People do have these preconceived notions about every celebrity.
Yes.
My mother also, अच्छा वो कैसा था, उसके साथ shoot तो होगी, but वो है वैसा. I'm like, Mama, कोई नहीं है ऐसा. They all are working. They all are professionals.
Yeah. You know, speaking of your mother, we see this painting on
Oh,
that
yeah.
wall, and you said something to us before we started shooting. Please tell us something about that painting.
My mum has gifted this painting to me. My mum paints really well. She has also been a teacher of interior designing and architecture in Delhi. When I got married, Mama told me that my gift to you is going to be a painting, and just find a special wall for it and I shall gift you. So there you go, 2019, the year I got married.
How nice.
This is my bedroom. I'll just switch on all the lights.
Thank you. Wow.
So what we did was we broke 2 rooms and made it into one. So this was a 4 BHK, which we, you know, made it into a 3.5 BHK. So this was basically a bedroom, and I wanted it to be my wardrobe area where we get ready. When I have my team, hair makeup team, they come here and we have ample of space to get ready and stuff.
Yeah.
I also didn't want to fill up my house with too many wardrobes. This is the only wardrobe we have.
Okay.
And yeah, I have lots of clothes in my mom's house, but that's a separate issue.
Tell us how life has changed for you after marriage.
It's just become better, yeah. I just feel that I have a companion with me 24 hours. It's just, my life has become better. He's a beautiful guy, very understanding, caring. We're there for each other. And I think in marriage, it is very important to know that you're together as a team. As long as you know that, you will always stick together. The only thing I feel is कि unconditional love जो होता है ना, वो नहीं होता है with husband wife. It only happens with parents.
I fully agree with you.
Yes.
Is it a role of yours that he absolutely loves? His favorite?
Bulbul. He keeps calling me Bulbul. And I remember after watching Made in Heaven, he and I watched the series together. I couldn't have watched it with my parents. I told them it's a very bold show. I'm not watching it with you. Aapne aap dekh lo. After the show got over, my husband, you know, came up to me and he's like, listen, I want to hug you. So I was like, okay. I thought it was for the performance. But he hugged me and he's like, listen, I'm sorry if I've ever been rude to you. Mr. Jory is a perfect man and I want to be like him. I was like, oh, change has begun at home.
There was a time way back, even when you started and even before, little bit before you, there was this expiry date for women actors,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And it was, I think, real trouble because a lot of great actors were not getting work,
Yes.
or a lot of them chose not to do work because they didn't like what they were getting.
Yes.
Right? Have you ever experienced that in those days, you know, when you would be offered something you didn't like, you know, or just because you played a certain role, so you were being stereotyped?
After 3 Idiots, I started getting similar roles. कि अच्छा आप हीरोइन की बहन हैं और आप ये कर रही हैं, आप वो कर रही हैं. I was like, I don't want to do it. I'd rather wait it out, say no to projects that I don't want to be a part of, and just wait it out. And what do you do while you're waiting? I started hosting shows, something that I'd never done. I started doing theatre, that's something I'd never done. And I'm very happy about the fact that I didn't do anything and everything just for the heck of being seen. And now people are giving me all different kind of challenging roles. Times have changed, OTT has changed roles for women. We are not just cast to fill in gaps. We are cast for solid roles. We are playing grey, we are playing positive, we are playing flawed. There's so much to a woman other than just being a damsel in distress who needs a hero to save her. No, we are much more than that.
Will we talk some more? Should we take a walk?
Yes,
Should we see some
absolutely.
more?
This is my kitchen. I don't know if you want to see, but
We'd love to. Do you cook? Do you like to cook?
I love to cook. The only thing I don't enjoy is chopping and prepping. So I tell my house help to do all of that. But yeah, I do cook. I cook everything. Punjabi, Chinese, Indian, Italian. I don't bake, but I can cook anything. Now we'll go here. Come here. Come here. He's back.
How cute is he, Yavar?
My little brat.
Is he this bouncy little baby all day long?
See, he's giving camera facing. Oh my God. Hello. The last room is just my husband's office.
Okay.
So whenever he wants to work from home, if there is any, editing work or something, then he sits here. And I love this space. I just love this space. Come on, let's sit.
Idli, are you going to give us an interview as well?
Hello, Edie. Bow bow.
Mona, earlier we were talking about how things have changed for women in the industry.
Yes.
Right? Is there anything else you still think the industry needs to change when it comes to women actors?
What I don't like is people calling out to women directors. आज ना मैंने women director के साथ shoot किया. What is a woman director? A director is a director. I don't like that term at all. I think that should change.
So when you came in here, what were some of the things that stood out to you and you said, oh my God, it's really challenging?
See, I think everything in life is very, very challenging. Whether you go to a new city or start a new job or, do anything that scares you, that is unknown, it is scary. But for me, I think what helped me the most was my parents moving in with me. I think I also made great friends in the industry. Gaurav Gera, right from my first show till now, 20 years of friendship. So I never felt overwhelmed in this city. I did not. In fact, this city has actually fulfilled most of my dreams.
Yeah. So here's to happiness, lots of great roles where we see more and more layered characters of Mona Singh.
Thank you,
and
Swati.
Thank you so much for welcoming us at your beautiful, beautiful home, Mona. Really, thank you so much.
I'm so glad you guys could come. Thank
you.